how to handle with kid gloves to supersize and grow your business. All of us are wearing gloves these days, or at least a lot of us are wearing gloves whenever we go outside these days. They're not kid gloves due to COVID-19, but they are kind of amazing gloves. These are lovely, large gloves, way too big, but I put them on myself and my granddaughter when we go play on the playground equipment, or when we go out to do pretty much anything, not for walks, but if we're going to touch anything when we go for walks. So playing on the playground equipment, going up and down the stairs for our walks. There's a flight of stairs that goes down a couple of blocks or I guess just one block in my neighborhood because we live on a big hill. But tis neither here nor there. Today's expression, of course, is handle with kid gloves. Kid gloves are made out of young goat skins. Don't like to think about that. I don't have, and I don't think I've ever had a pair of kid gloves, but they're used for handling very gentle, very delicate things. So say a sculpture or pieces of art, often people that are handling them, or really old documents or really fragile things, are equipped with, and they wear kid gloves to protect the thing that they're handling. Well, over the years, this expression has gone from handling delicate things to handling fragile, delicate people like grandmas or grumpy uncles and aunts or parents. Kids have this innate sense of just knowing how to figure out what our limits are, how to push them, sometimes how to push our buttons, but they understand how they need to handle us, how they need to deal with us or communicate with us, and how they need to be in a relationship and how they want to act and get their needs met in any relationship. And as adults, we do as well. Whether we know it or not, we have the underlying ability to know if people are handling us, which nobody really likes to be handled, do we? I don't like to be handled. To me, being handled feels like being manipulated, and nobody likes that. Handling things delicately, it's like anything else. It can go to extremes. You can handle people the way you want to be treated in with respect to how much respect you want, how much you expect them to, how hard you expect them to work, how much you expect them to show up on time, what your basic expectations are. And of course, we as leaders of our own organizations demonstrate and show people the way we expect them to behave. We don't hold people accountable to a level that we don't hold ourselves to. I mean, you can, but it doesn't usually work out that well. I think I've had bosses before that are like taskmasters and will say, this is what I expect of you, and then they don't behave that way or hold themselves to that standard at all. They would say, I always expect you to be on time for meetings, and then they would show up to a meeting 20 minutes late. Well, what kind of a message are they really sending? I'm so important I can come to the meeting 20 minutes late, but you better be there on time waiting for me. Really different and really hard to deal with people that don't do what they say they're going to do and don't hold themselves to the same level of behavior and expectation that they hold you to. Now, if they were late here and there, you could say, okay, I get that. They had something that took them away and was really, really important. But if they're consistently late, I had a boss like that was like, you have to be everybody had to be at the staff meeting on time. And if you weren't on time, he would publicly humiliate and scold you. But he never knew because he was always 20 minutes late. Always 20 minutes or more late. So everybody was sitting around waiting for him. Although, I would admit we got some of the most productive work done before that person, our boss, actually showed up to the meeting, in terms of how we would work together and how we actually got things done in our individual departments and in interdepartmental efforts. So this idiom, handle with kid gloves, how do you use this? How do you use this to grow your business? Number one, you make sure you're clear on your expectations with your employees, your vendors, your partners, your suppliers, your people that you serve, your customers, your clients, whatever you call them, your team. I don't know why everybody calls their customers different things these days. Whatever the people you serve are, you're very clear in your expectations of them, and they know exactly what to expect from you and your organization. We treat people the way we want to be treated, right? We treat people like human beings. If there's a quality concern or a challenge or an issue, we solve it with respect to how would we want to be treated in that way. One of the biggest issues I ever had in corporate America was that the organization would have rules and regulations, and they wouldn't allow front end people, like the people that were interacting with the customers directly, to make decisions for themselves or to make it right for the customer. It had to go up through the chain of command and then back down again, which could take weeks and sometimes months depending on the issue. Whereas there were so many things that if we empowered the people that were in contact with our customers directly, we could have solved them immediately. Guess what? If you solve somebody's problem immediately, like with the push of a computer button or with just sending them out a replacement product, they're a lot happier than if you tell them, oh, I'm gonna have to send that up and do this quality incident report or whatever, and it takes weeks before they get a response. Guess what? By that time, they have told everyone on the planet that they possibly can how much they hate your product and service and how you ripped them off and screwed them in some way, shape, or form. Even if you didn't, that's the impression that they get, is that you don't care about them because it takes so long to solve a problem for them. And aren't we all in business to solve problems for people and make their lives easier? That's why they come to us, for solutions. Handling with kid gloves. I don't know if you ever made a customer service call or a call to a company, call to anybody, and been on the line, and you know they're just spewing out the standard response that they give to everyone, or they're trying to sell you something or upsell you something, and you know it's not about you at all or what you need, it's 100% about them. We've all experienced that. And how does that feel? How does that make you feel? It makes me feel rotten, makes me feel crappy, makes me feel a little dirty. It's where sales gets their bad reputation, is by pushing and manipulating for their own interests versus for the good of the customer, for the good of the person that you're trying to serve. So we all have the ability to know if somebody is just soft soaping us to get us to do what they want, or in handling us with kid gloves in a gentle, kind way from a point of sincerity, or if they're just trying to get us to do what they want. So realize that whether people know it or not, on a conscious level, we do know if somebody's trying to, you know, pull one over on us or pull a fast one. So curious how this plays out in your organization. How do you have a conscious way of sharing your expectations with people? Do you have a system of empowering everyone in the organization to do their job to the best of their ability? Things like that are ways that we can handle situations and handle people and relationships and communication in a positive way, which is kind and gentle and sort of with kid gloves. Curious about your experience with this idiom. I don't know that I've ever said the phrase, handle this with kid gloves. I tend to be more of a bull in a china shop, so I just stay away from fragile things for the most part, with the exception of magnifying glasses, which I've always got a slew of magnifying glasses that I'm recycling and throwing through because I tend to drop them and they break. So maybe I do need kid gloves for handling my magnifying glasses. That's it. Have an amazing day. If I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. If there's an idiom you would like to know the origin of and how you might apply it to your business, ask that as well. Otherwise, have an amazing day, and I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? And how might you apply it to your business right now? Take care.